Hi there, welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston, and it is great that you are here with me for our weekly I Ching overview for the week commencing the 30th of October, 2023. That's right, we are just finishing up October and dipping into November this week. So, last week, as we recap and think back on Hexagram 13 fellowship, working and playing nicely with others, collaborating, finding harmony, and dealing with those tricky changing lines we had last week of watching out about the factions of the clans and the suspicions and the distrust, okay? So what happened for you last week as you worked with that and with this trading Hexagram 10, making our way and not trying to go too fast and tread on the tail of the tiger and cause a backlash? So think about your week last week. Where were you working and being drawn into leveraging the power of the fellowship and following that tiger, not going too fast? Now, for me, last week, these two hexagrams, I cannot even begin to tell you how they saved me, because I had wandered, without realizing it, into the risk of a faction and suspicion, and within the fellowship. And these hexagrams helped me stay focused on what was really important. And as I went through the week, I was thinking, why does the situation feel so uncomfortable? Why do I not feel good about it? And when I really got into it, I was like, faction, clan, suspicion in the fellowship, sort it out, get around the table, and literally had a meeting around a table to thrash it out, like the nights of last week's story. So really, really powerful for me personally, how these hexagrams come to help us. And I hope that for you last week, they brought you a blessing and they brought you some growth and some opportunity to overcome an obstacle and not fall into the trap that was in front of you. Right. So that being said, this week. Now remember, we are wrapping up the end of October, right? We've got a couple of days of October and then into November. And of course, around the corner is the monthly overview for November. So stay tuned for that. So this week, what are we being asked to pay attention to? Well, we have a repeating theme. Quite interesting, the themes coming through in October, because we have hexagram 46 pushing upward this week. We love this hexagram, right? This is the work hexagram that brings reward. This is the plant pushing up through the soil. This is the growth that we can achieve as we push for the light being the goal, the thing we're working towards, the ideal, okay, or some kind of spiritual ideal or some kind of mental project, pushing towards the light. Growth that comes when we put in the effort and we strive to achieve something. And we had this hexagram in the week of the 16th of October. So we had one little gap in between, and there's a shade changing line to that week. So we'll get into that shortly. So this week, with this theme repeating, I don't need to go into a whole lot of detail on this hexagram of pushing upwards. But what I can bring to you is I can bring to you this idea of what it means to strive to get something done, right? To achieve something, to grow. But what happens when we start rallying all our attention and our focus into the growth that's in front of us and doing the work, okay? So this week is about doing the work, bringing the whole self to that little plant that is just a little germinating seed that's now pushing up. It's got little shoots and is wanting to find the light, okay? We are growing plants this week, and our task is to just put in the effort. Things may change next week. Who knows what the hexagrams are going to be for next month, for next week. But for now, the focus for this week is put everything behind the important goal that you are striving for. And work, work, work. Okay. I think back to a project that I did many, many years ago where it required me to bring to the project, to bring to a deadline that was, imminent. And I had to dig really deep to find the ability to think through some problems that I was struggling to get my head around. I had to solve some complex mathematical problems, okay? It was not in my wheelhouse. Just not an easy flow for me. And the process of putting in the effort and persevering and working at it and trying things and trying that, and then that build up of energy that happens as you persevere and you go for it and you go for it and you go for it and you go for it. And then, wow, you have the breakthrough, you have the achievement that comes through that. If we kind of give up after that little shoot, hits the first little stone or a little piece of bark or a twig in this journey up towards the light, if we stop when we hit the first little obstacle, we are doomed, okay? Because we cannot fulfill the goals and objectives that we are wanting to achieve. And this hexagram says those little obstacles that we face along the way are small, okay? They require a minor adjustment. What's important is that the light that you are aiming for, right? That sun, that essential light for photosynthesis is meaningful and important enough that you strive to push through everything that comes in your way to get it, okay? And very often when we look at our goal setting and when we see that, there's a goal that we're just not making, right? Sometimes it can be because the goal is not meaningful and deep enough, okay? It doesn't connect with something deeply within us. And I once read a beautiful book that said when you have a goal, when you have something meaningful that you are wanting to do, whether it's a career or it's a project or something you're wanting to achieve, it should feel like there's a ferret eating away the inside of your soul. Can you visualize that picture of the spirit gnawing away? Like, do it, sharp, get up early, do some more on this thing, keep going, get up early, do it, keep working at it. It's that kind of thing that is eating away at you to get you moving, okay? And perhaps part of this process of growing is also thinking about the sunlight, okay? What is that thing that is urging you to overcome all the little obstacles in the way, okay, because they're all small, to break through the surface of the earth and to grow and take in that light, take in carbon dioxide and breathe and grow and expand? What is that thing that is driving you? What is your ferret that's eating away at your soul? And I often find with this hexagram that as much as we talk on one level about growth and development, pushing, putting in the work and sweating in the sun because it brings reward and go, the hexagram on a deeper level can also connect us more profoundly to the source of our light, okay, the source of our inspiration, the source of the meaningful purpose that is the ferret, okay? What is eating away at you that you want to do, that you want to contribute, that you want to grow in? What is that thing that you potentially keep putting off? Like, what is the thing that is your sun, that is your light, that is driving you? Okay, if you find that you're slow in moving towards something this week, maybe the goal needs to be bigger, okay? So usually when the goal is bigger and when there's more on line, okay, and there's more responsibility attached to that goal, it gets interesting, okay? So this is a week, if you'd like to reflect on the source of your light, the source of your inspiration, the ferret that's eating away at your soul, and how that might spur your growth, broaden your gift and your giving and your contribution, because the goal is bigger and so there's more online, there's more at stake, okay? We can't just run over and hit the snooze button. Get up early, do it. Do something today, put it forward, keep on working at it, keep on developing the self, keep on working. What is that thing that makes you keep on working? Work with that. Okay, we have 2 changing lines and we have them in the first and the fourth position. So the first position is the same changing line we had in the week of the 16th. So there's something about it that's come back. When we have these patterns, there's a cycle and we kind of take a layer off, okay? The first time we get them, okay, here's a layer of changing line 1. And then there's a little bit of a break in between, and then it comes back for another layer, and it comes back up, okay, to clear out and to work with whatever is unresolved from the previous brush of that changing line. So in the position 1, it's an entering, it's a new, it's an emerging energy coming into this hexagram. And this one, if you remember, was the one about the connection, all right, of being recognized, of being seen, of our value being seen, of someone saying, oh, yes, that is what you are. That is what you contribute. Yes, but I actually need that. And there being a synergy as you're pushing up through the ground. Imagine you're just emerging, right? You just, whoop, okay, and you get seen, and there's this opportunity to be recognized. Okay, a recognition, a connection, a feeling of things lining up. Okay, the connection being made, not necessarily with a person, but a connection of things clicking in. Okay, so working with this changing line. Okay, this is now the second round out. If you haven't felt that previous little brush with this changing line of being seen, of being connected, of the moment of connection happening, of this kind of growth process, we always bring it back to the definition of the hexagram, this growth process, connecting in. All right, here this week, we have it again. As it begins up the week, okay, that connection re-engages. So, then in the 4th position, remember now we have crossed the chasm, all right, we've gone over the chasm. We now across the edge, all right, we have transitioned over the danger, but we're still in a treacherous place. But this changing line is fantastic, okay? It's a position that says, for this changing line, we have found our meaningful place, okay? So we found a place of strength, a place we belong, a place where we are mobilized, a place where we are connected, a significant place in the scheme of things, and the recognition of being in the right place at the right time, okay? So the changing line brings to us an awareness of like, I'm exactly where I need to be. And I'm in the place where I can absolutely add my value and can make a difference and can create something meaningful. It's a lovely changing line. It brings us an awareness of perhaps the hard work we've been doing. So remember, the hexagrams don't just, as I said before, bring you a little slice for the week, right? Oh, here's pushing upward, hexagram 46, just in this week. What it can do, bring our awareness to all the places where the growth has been happening. So we're tuning into that radio station, into that frequency. Right, we're tuning into growth this week. The place that we've now found ourselves because we have been doing the work. Okay, we have been growing. We're not just growing in this week. We have been growing. This hexagram tunes us into where the work has been happening. And what it says is that with this changing line, we have the opportunity to either manifest this connection or this place, okay, of finding our place, finding our kind of locus of where we are, where we have worked towards getting to. And we're in a place where we are meant to be. We're in a place that is meaningful and significant and can make a massive difference to us personally and to others. So this line might be a reflection where you suddenly realize, I'm in the right place at the right time. Or it can also be that thing clicking in, okay, to support your growth of maneuvering you, and the thing pivots and you're into the right space, and there's a recognition, there's a movement into the place you're meant to be. A really wonderful set of changing lines here, a rebrush across hexagram 46, line 1, all right, and then line 4, we make this transition, all right. We find our place, the place we belong, the place where we can truly contribute. So where do these two lines on hexagram 46, where do these go? Where do we connect as our victory this week? Hexagram 34, great power. Now, when we look back across October, you can see the intensity of the month. You can see the surging forward movement. There were some restraint lines, yes, there were, but there was a lot of hexagrams that were all about movement and power and creative energy and focus, focus, focus. Lots of those types of things of like drawing in the power, drawing in the work, doing what we need to, showing up, pushing forward. In October, if you look at these weekly hexagrams, certainly it seems to indicate this has been a forward-moving action male, young month. Okay, let's see what November holds. Who knows? Maybe it's retreat back a little bit. Who knows? But certainly, when we look at this week, we see great power, hexagram 34. This is strength, power, using our strength to push through the obstacle, to make progress, to go through the hedge, okay, that's in front of us, to push through and barrel through, the symbol of the ram with his horns, okay, just pushing forward, or a giant ox, okay, you can just imagine this energy, or like a bison just pushing through, okay, pushing the obstacle forward, or these guys that push cars, or pull cars. It's that kind of energy of just bringing our absolute strength to the task at hand. Week before last, we had taming power of the great. Okay, when we had hexagram 46, that's what its partner hexagram was. That was, there's huge power and there's huge creative flow, but we have to focus to be able to be tamed, and focus and tame this great power, right? And we are then tamed by the great power. Here, this is the application of great power, force, energy, power, strength. And with this hexagram, it's always the proviso: know when it's too much. Know when you've taken it too far. Know when your energies become bully-like, okay, because we are pushing so hard and so forward that we're not paying attention to the voices in the room, okay? We're going to read the room. We're going to work out where, we've turned it too tight, we've gone too far. Just tighten it, but just not too far. Like, you just read it, listen, pay attention. So this week, as we work with these two hexagrams, there's a lot of forward movement here, right? Lots of energy, lots of power. We have to make sure that we don't overdo it, that we don't overdo our strength, that we don't become the bully, but we are being given permission to go for it. Okay, we've got growing, we've got power, we've got recognition, we've got finding our place. Okay, a power week. This is the opportunity to move forward. So whatever is on your dashboard, whatever needs to get done, put your back into it and get it done, because this is the moment. Powerful lines, powerful hexagrams, power, power, power. Use it well, okay? Use it wisely. Focus. Stay focused. You can do it, but do it. So if you like this episode, please do give us a thumbs up. I know that's difficult on the podcast version, but certainly great to have you here. Thank you. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you get the episode into your app as soon as it's ready. And of course, follow on the podcast if you're into that. And I look forward to seeing you in the monthly. Let's see. I have no idea where November's going to go, but you know what? We'll do it together and we'll work through it, because it'll be for our highest and our best, and we will do it together. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.